What is up, everyone? This is writer director Edgar Ibarra, and this is the process through work-life balance. I'm back, and it's been a while. So basically, 2021 has been very good. I got All We Have, the feature film love story that I was working on, done into the movie theaters, thanks to the good people of Harkins here in the state of Arizona for having the movie. When was it? Like it was late February, February 26th, I believe it was, for 5 weeks running, and then also for a dash in Phoenix also, before the movie now being on Amazon Prime. So it's been a very, very blessed 2021 in that sense. But then I got to thinking, like, well, I haven't vlogged for a while. What would I really come back with? Because I've never put my day job out there. By day job, or by day job, blah, blah, blah. By day job, by craft, and by trade, I'm a cameraman for an NBC News affiliate here in Tucson, Arizona. A very beautiful and blessed day job that I give thanks for every single day. And then also, I'm a filmmaker, but while I'm making films, I don't have the time to make these amazing how-tos. If you're looking for a how-to, you're in the wrong place, let me tell you. I cannot compete with all the amazing how-tos that are out there. How to edit, how to shoot, how to do this, how to do, like, I just do my thing, but I wish I had more time. But, I work a full-time job. It's very demanding. I'm working on my movies also. So to do the vlogging, another aspect to me is also investing. I started investing about 3 years ago, nothing too crazy, no Wolf of Wall Street madness or anything like that. Just a very simple technique. A very simple technique. I'll get into that a whole lot later. But I was thinking, okay, those are the three layers, with the most important layer on top, really four, but the three being, the base of the day job, then the investing, then the filmmaking, because the day job and the investing help me or let me financially do the filmmaking. But then at the very tip top of that is just life with my wife, being a human being, going places, just doing human stuff. But I thought, what am I going to blog about? What am I going to talk about when I get back to the YouTubes? Because I know it's been a while. I apologize for my absence, but let's get back on it. So I wanted to talk about work-life balance, because I want to kind of approach it from here on out, from that aspect and from that angle, because I found myself, like, when I found myself going too hard in my world of the day job as a photojournalist, as a cameraman at a TV news station, then I felt that it was out of balance, because I felt maybe I wasn't paying enough attention to, number one, my human life, then my investing, then my filmmaking. Or the filmmaking, on the other hand, it got to be a little too overwhelming at times, especially putting the movie out there, the marketing, etc. That was weird. I just heard like somebody whistling in the neighborhood. And so I'm not just one thing, and I'm pretty sure that all of you can identify with that sentiment. We're not just one thing. I'm not just the cameraman. I'm not just the filmmaker. I'm not just the investor. I'm not just, Edgar, the person who's the husband, and my life with my wife and all that. Like, it's not just one thing. It's all these different things, but I have to make them all work together. And so that's why I wanted to kind of approach Filmspiration with a new and a fresh set of eyes. Again, the work-life balance, because I want to talk about that balance. It's always been that balance that I go back to when I find that I am out of balance because I'm going too hard on my filmmaking, and then other areas start to suffer, or maybe I'm neglecting other areas. And then, then I'll rebalance it out, or I'll find that equilibrium once again. But it just goes back to the notion that none of us are just one thing, and it's okay to be multiple things. Now, let's list them off. I'm a TV news cameraman, investor, filmmaker. The filmmaking thing is probably, work. Well, work is work. That's at least 40 hours a week. It's, it can be very demanding, but still though, I do work. I try to do the best that I can, and then boom, day's done. I come home, right? And then afterwards, it's the filmmaking. I would say the filmmaking is the one that really, really takes up, or it can take up. If you let it fly out of control, it can take up a lot of time. So you got to put a cap on that too. And then the other thing, of course, investing. Investing doesn't take a lot of time. I like to kind of surf through there, but I'm not like super intense about the investing, because for the most part, if you're doing investing right, like if you're really doing it right, it's kind of boring. And that's how you know you're doing it right, because real investing, real wealth creation, real money and wealth creation, it doesn't happen fast, I'll tell you that. So it's kind of boring. I don't do a lot there. But what does your work-life balance look like? What does your life look like with regards to, like, if you were to divide it up into like a pie chart? What are the sections of your life? What encompasses you? Are you, a husband, a father, a mother? Are you a filmmaker? Are you also an employee, or are you lucky enough to be just a filmmaker and have a human life? And first and foremost, also, like, I really do hope that you guys are having a human life with friends and family, because why work so hard, at a day job, or, going after your dreams as a filmmaker, if that's your thing also. Why work hard at any one thing if it's kind of like my dad used to say, like, you don't, you live to, I'm sorry, I was going to say it wrong. You work to, I was going to say it wrong again. You live to work, and I said it wrong. You work to live, you don't live to work. And so I hope that makes sense, because what is the point of, grinding hard at a job? But on the other hand, we do need a job. I mean, that's self-explanatory, but what's the point of grinding hard at a job, or making a lot of money through investments, or, making movies if you're a filmmaker, if your human life isn't there? Your human life of, just enjoying life with maybe those close to you and close around you. So it's not just one thing. What does your pie chart of your life look like? Because I'm always curious to see how other people are doing it. I'm not trying to start this new kick of Filmspiration, the process through work-life balance, because I think I have all the answers. I frankly don't. What I do, here's an answer. I'll be as brazen and as crazy to tell you this answer. The one answer I do have is that you should always recalibrate and rebalance. That's my 2 cents. Now, if you are one of these people that wants to go super hard, and you're just like a hardcore filmmaker, and that's all you do, and you make a living from films, and it's just like, let's tear it up and go hardcore as, or maybe with your day job and whatnot. If that's what makes you happy, then, power to you. That's what I can say. But, what I can always say is that you really do have to recalibrate your life, because if you go too hard and heavy on one thing, or in one area of your life, then I think it's pretty safe to say that you might start neglecting other areas of your life. So, seriously, what does that look like for you? What does that balance look like for you? Are you a student? Are you a filmmaker? Are you an employee and are you a filmmaker? Are you an employee and something else? Like, do you make arts and crafts? What does your work-life balance look like, and is it important for you to always look at it, reanalyze it, recalibrate? Is it, because it's important to me. I mean, it really is important to me. And so I hope just even asking those questions, to consider, to examine, to think about, to ponder, to work with, I hope even asking those things is something for you to think about, because it's not just one thing. It's never just one thing. And I've known people who, like, have full-on families, but go so hardcore into the filmmaking that I've seen people literally neglect their families, and then they act like they're good dads, and like they're there for their kids, and I'm just like, come on, dude, like, yeah, whatever. And or I've seen the opposite, where, like, maybe it's not a family, maybe somebody goes so hardcore into their filmmaking and they're just a douche, because they lost the ability to just connect with people, because it's just go all the time. And I've known of people that have just forgotten how to just stop and breathe, and maybe not go so intensely. So anyway, everything has its pros and its cons, because you do have to go hard, you do have to grind really hard at the day job, if you got the day job like I do to pay the bills, thankfully, or making the movie, because you have to go hard doing that too, or also in the investing. I love going hard in investing, and that I don't feel bad about, because again, not too much time goes into that, but when I do go hard into it, it's usually for purposes of like research and whatnot. But most important to me is going hard with trying to remember and be highly active as just a human being, as a friend, definitely as a husband, just being there and just having those moments and just living life. So what does your work-life balance look like? Because let's be honest, people. I mean, I admire all of you out there and those of you out there who go really hard at that one thing or maybe two things. But none of us are ever just one thing. I'm not just a filmmaker. I'm a filmmaker, I'm an investor, I'm a TV news cameraman, which pays the bills, which is a very blessed and a beautiful career that I've been blessed to have for all these years. And I'm also a human being with a human life with my wife, stuff like that. Now, granted, let's play devil's advocate. Can you do it all? I just mentioned four major areas of my life, which basically are my life, if to be honest with you, that I just laid out verbally. But can you do it all? No. And so I'm not advocating for that either, because I've been there. I've tried to be a person who can literally try to wear, like I named four hats. And even in the filmmaking, within the filmmaking itself, like you take filmmaking, that's like 4 or 5 hats right there also. So here's the flip side to everything. Can you do everything? No, you really can't. But is it better to be able to do 2 or 3 or 4 things really well versus just 1 or 2 things? Yeah, I would say that's a fair balance to be able to strike. Now I'm saying you can't do it all, because if you do try to do it all, what do they say? Jack of all trades, a master of none. It's kind of true. I mean, if you're not focusing on just a few things, or maybe 1 thing, or maybe 2 things, then where are you really? Like, what are you dedicating your life to and your life's work to? If you're all over the map, because we've all known those people where, 1 week they're in real estate, the next week they're in a rock band, the next week after that they're writing a book, the week after that they're doing this, the week after that they're doing that. And I've known those people, and in some cases, some very extreme cases. And so, I'm not gonna sit here and call that person wrong, but I'm just gonna say, probably want to reanalyze like how much you are putting on your plate, because you can be multiple things at the same time. I frankly think it's okay to be multiple things at the same time, but know what your limit is. Some people are good at multitasking and doing literally 5, 7, 10, wearing 5, 7, 10 hats all at the same time. I'm not. I'm good at wearing like the 4 that I have to wear, and that's that. So anyway, that's why I wanted to come at you with Filmspiration, the process through work-life balance. I'll probably get a new graphic made or whatever. Anyway, you guys, if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button and hang with me here. Please subscribe, please come back, please, if you find any value in these videos, check them out a little bit more often. I'm going to be putting more out. Anyways, everyone, I love you all. I will talk to you guys later. And again, my feature film, the link to the movie will be in the body of the description of this video. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.